Hey everybody, it's Joe DeGanzik. It's another episode of Lighting Answers. It's kind of a product review show. It's kind of a little bit of a project. It's a little bit of setup. It's kind of everything in one. And you're probably thinking, why is he sitting on the floor? Well, I will get to that. So on this episode, we're going to continue talking about sensors. I say continue because, of course, we've talked about them before. We've talked about it with kind of home automation in real life and sensing, whether you're home or not, with, say, the Nest, or with geolocation on your phone to do magical things. We've talked about the Roost smart battery, say that 9 times fast. It makes your existing kind of dumb smoke detectors or CO2 detectors, carbon monoxide, not CO2, carbon monoxide detectors smarter, and allows you to get alerts to your phone and have visual alerts in your home, just about anything that you can imagine through home automation. And of course, what's the other big thing that you want to detect early before it becomes a problem? Of course, we're talking about water. When water is controlled, it's great. When it's out of control, it's a problem. And I think we've all been through floods and overflowing bathroom fixtures and all kinds of things, so it would be great to detect water leaks. In fact, if you're a home automation person, you've probably thought about this before, but thought, well, do they last a long time? Do you have to hook them up? Are they powered by wires? What is the deal? So anyways, I'm going to talk about an Insteon home automation system accessory. That didn't come out right, but we'll just go with it. It's an Insteon water leak sensor, so it's native to the system that I already use, and I don't have to go buy a dongle to pick up signals from some other third-party device. If you're using SmartThings or some other home automation system, a legacy thing like Vera or Control4 or whatnot, you can get these devices from just about anywhere and any brand and any protocol. So no problem there. And they also come in standalone varieties, much like traditional smoke alarms, where it'll sound an alarm if it detects water at its location, and that's it. But it doesn't help you if you're not home. I personally like to have data points and information that I can build triggers off of from all these little devices and sensors so that I can make my home smarter. I like to call it the smarter home because it's a journey on the way to being a truly smart home. But anyways, let's get to it. These devices are a lot smaller than you would actually think. In fact, I've got the Insteon one right here in its little package, and it's a very, very small device. This will run you about $30, and the standalone ones, not made by Insteon, will be a little bit less. And if you buy these in volume, several, because we've all got different areas that we would want to detect water leaks in our home, you'll have, some volume discounts as well. So let's go ahead and unbox it. It's an extremely complicated unboxing. I'm kidding. And I've already removed some of the plastic overwrap packaging to simply reveal it easily. And of course, you've got a little diagram and a brochure that tells you how to install it. I'll save you those exact instructions because everyone's home automation system is different. But it is a very, very small device. It's battery operated, should last about 10 years. We assume that's what they say. And it has 2 little feet on the bottom of this device that are metal that allow it to detect the presence of water up to roughly about an 1/8 inch of water. Obviously, if you have a major flood, the device could be damaged, but it will at least send out an alert. Some of these water detectors, water leak sensors, they might be called different things from different manufacturers, have little probes. Some use the little feet. They all basically do the same thing. The question now, of course, is how difficult is it to install? Very, very small device, and it can fit just about anywhere, including behind my water heater, which happens to be small because I live in a small place. In fact, it's back there behind the open cabinet. It's kind of in a corner cabinet. So if I go ahead and open the door, and I will simply swing this guy around and install it by simply placing it down next to the water heater, close the door, and I'm done. All right, well, it's not really that simple. If you're using a standalone variety, it is literally that simple. If you're not using a standalone variety, your home automation system is going to be different. You're going to have different setup instructions, but usually involves pairing, press a button on the device, press a button on your controller, link them up, and then magic can happen. So that's the other question, is what kind of magic can happen? Well, I showed you on the Roost episode that you could have alerts go off, visual alerts with Philips Hue lighting. You could have audible alerts. You could have the traditional alert that goes to your smartphone. And the same thing with this, except this is not sort of a brand new crowdfunded device. It's going to signal your home automation system, and you can do something with that. So let's actually kind of test that out. And we'll simulate actually a water leak happening, not by actually creating a water leak, but simply by simulating it via a damp sponge. You could also do this in a very, very shallow amount of water, because again, it's up to about 1/8 of an inch that it wants you to use, because otherwise it could damage the actual device. So we'll put it down on the sponge.
Either there's a rainstorm inside the cabinets, or the water heater might be leaking. You better catch it.
So my staff likes to make up weird things to have the computer say. But anyways, so some sort of audible alert's good, if you're nice and loud. If you're home, or if you're sleeping, it'll go off. Again, if you're just roaming around your home and alerts and lights start changing, then you know what's going on. And colors matter. Of course, red I used for the Roost battery, so that it would be red for smoke and fire. Obviously light blue for water, and maybe at some point if we're doing weather detection, we'll use some other colors for that as well. So it's a pretty easy device. I can't really say that much more about it, because it really is pretty darn basic. And they're all roughly about this size. They're all roughly around $30, a little bit less for the standalone units. Again, in volume discounts, you're going to pay a little bit less as well. But the great thing is you can signal your smartphone, you can do push notifications, emails, alerts, anything that's in your imagination can basically happen. And of course, depending on the capabilities of your home automation system, you could have even more options with a service like IFTTT, which is that web-based automator service that could do all kinds of other magical things. So sensors create data points, they create they create the ability for you to trigger off of things happening, and they make your home smarter. So that's it for that episode, reviewing a product, installing it, setting it up. Pretty darn simple. If you like that exact sensor, if you have an Insteon system, then that would make sense to pair that up. Otherwise, there are varieties out there that are also in our brand new Amazon store, which if you shop in our Amazon store, and there's product links, there's links to the store on our website and on the top of the kind of the banner at the top of our YouTube channel. If you shop in the store, there's a ton of categories, from LED lighting and all of its different varieties, and home automation products, from sensors to hubs to just about everything in between. Many of the products that we've actually reviewed and talked about on the show are there, along with a few other ones to help you out. Anytime you shop in our Amazon store, or you shop in our Amazon, anywhere you see our Amazon special links, it helps support the show financially, which helps us out with, a couple bucks every time. We don't know what you buy, Amazon helps us out, so super awesome. Other ways that you can support the show, of course, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you get all of the different episodes. And of course, through Patreon, if you'd like to make a monthly contribution of $1 or $2, we would love that as well. There's links to all that in the show notes. And otherwise, we've got some exciting things coming up in March. Keep those questions coming at questions@lightinganswers.tv. That's how to reach me for the Q&A episodes, or simply leave a comment on one of the videos and we'll get that and get back to you on one of those episodes. We've got another giveaway in March. We've got our 2-year anniversary with a live broadcast on April 13th. So lots of exciting things coming up. So get out there and brighten your world and automate it, and, sense it with little sensors, including detecting water leaks. Otherwise, that's it for this episode. I'll see you next time.